examination, and Ma'am Registrar, Ma'am Farzana Akram. And now for the introduction of Dr. Abhishek Shankar. उनकी तो सीवी इतनी लंबी थी कि मुझे काफ़ी टाइम लगा है उसका इंट्रोडक्शन लिखते हुए। कई बारी तो मैंने उन्हें मैसेज भी किया है कि सर इसको ठीक कर दें। तो उनके इंट्रोडक्शन के लिए मैंने अपनी फ्रेंड और कुलीग इंडिया से मिस सुनिश्ता को कहा है कि वो उनका इंट्रोडक्शन कराएंगी, और उसके बाद वो हमारे इस फोरम पे इंटरैक्टिव सेशन करेंगे वर्ल्ड यूथ स्किल डे के बारे में। सो ओवर टू यू सुनिश्ता, प्लीज।
Thank you, Dr. Mariam. Thank you so much. And as correctly mentioned by you, that we celebrate the day of 15th July as International Youth Skill Day. Why? Because the motto of it to inculcate new skills, set of skills, which obviously are required for the betterment of as an individual and economy at the end, obviously both the country and the global economies, if I talk about these. And as I know Dr. Abhishek Shankar personally, I can comment on one thing for sure, that Dr. Shankar is being known for many things apart from the cancer research and prevention, as whatever he does and whatever he's doing is actually benefiting the youth. He actually want the youth to have polished skills. So with this note, I would like to introduce Dr. Abhishek Shankar, MD. Dr. Shankar is an assistant professor in the Department of Radiation Oncology at Lady Hardinge Medical College and SSK Hospitals, Delhi, India. He has worked at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi from 2012 to 2019 in different capacities, that is resident, research fellow, and faculty. He is NCI Cancer Prevention Fellow and recipient of many national and international awards. He is a member and chair of many national and international committees. His areas of clinical and research interest include community-based cancer prevention, quality of life issues in cancer patients, cancer screening, global oncology, cancer policies, cancer management in resource-limited settings, tobacco control and smoking cessation, and familial and high-risk cancer. A well-known oncologist from Directorate General of Health Sciences, India, with more than 15 years of experience in clinical and non-clinical field, and has explored social aspects related to research and medical sciences. He also worked as Cancer Prevention Fellow, National Cancer Institute, MD, USA. He is a chief editor of many international journals and also a member of many international organizations. With this note, I would ask Dr. Abhishek Shankar to take on the mic, please. Can we start, Dr. Mariam?
Yes.
Thank you very
Sir,
much, Sunista, for this powerful expression. And whenever you express something, it's almost powerful. I can say that. So it's like, can I share my screen? Mariam, allow me to do that because I'm unable to do that. They're telling me host disabled participant screen sharing. So at least allow me to share the screen.
Yes, okay. I'll check from here.
Sunista, you can help her.
Mariam?
Yes, I can do that now, I guess. My God. I don't know. Where are I? I'm unable to do that. Sunitha, you have to help me too.
You have the share screen
Yeah, I
button.
just put in. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
just
so
doing that.
I believe you have to open the presentation in the background and then you have to share screen so that you will see the presentation in the options.
No, I can't see. Let me open my presentation in my laptop.
Yeah.
Or if you send me, I'll open from here.
That will be
You-
great. Let me
Yeah.
send mail you.
Okay.
Yes, Mariam, being a host, you have to control the screen. आप इसको करें open. आप share वाला option जो है ना वो open करें.
हाँ, मैंने भेज दिया मरियम आपको.
Okay.
मैंने आपको भेज दिया. I've sent you. Did you get that?
Have you emailed me?
Yeah, I have emailed you.
Gmail is loading right now, so I think I have to wait for a while. No, I haven't get.
Did you get
Share
that?
it with me.
No.
Refresh it, Mariam, once.
Or you, if you share from WhatsApp, I don't know.
Refresh.
मरियम आतिफ साहब एंड आदम साहब इधर हैं, उनसे हेल्प करो करने के लिए.
कैसे आ गया ईमेल.
आतिफ साहब
रिसीव ईमेल मैं कर रही हूँ उसको ओपन यहाँ से. Okay.
Did you get that?
Yes, I get it. I'm almost there. Just a minute, please. It's downloading here. 23 seconds.
हेलो मरियम आतिफ साहब कह रहे हैं इट्स ओपन.
मैम मैं डाउनलोड कर रही हूँ तो शेयर अभी कर लेती हूँ. डाउनलोड हो रही है. 2 seconds on. Okay, here.
आपके पास चाबी है स्कूल की? तो फिर लोग क्या करते हैं आपने?
Okay.
तो भाग नहीं ला रहे
वो वहाँ पे मेरा चार्जर लेके आना. I can see that now.
Okay.
Okay now? Can I start now?
Yes.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Abhishek. As Sunista has rightly said, I work for Government of India in one of the hospital. And although I'm a trained radiation oncology, my work area is very extensive on preventive oncology. And we have been credited to start one of the newest department of preventive oncology in India. And my major work is on community-based cancer prevention. So two things, I'm very happy. First of all, very happy World Youth Skills Day to everyone. I can't see any youth on the screen right now. So first of all, so, first of all, when you share the detailed brochure with me, can I speak in Hindi too? Because I can understand everybody well. Yes. So जब उन्होंने मुझे सबसे पहली बार ब्रोशर भेजा तो मैंने देखा कि उसमें मेल केवल मैं ही था, तो वुमेन यूनिवर्सिटी लिखा था, तो मुझे लगा चलो ठीक है. फिर जब फाइनल ब्रोशर आया तो मेरी जान में जान आई क्योंकि वहाँ पे एक सर को और देखा मैंने, हसन सईद साहब को, तो मुझे लगा कि मैं उस पूरे ब्रोशर में ना वल्नरेबल स्पीसीज बनने से रह गया। और ये बहुत अच्छी बात है कि इंडिया में भी हम ब्रोशर को इसी अनुपात में देखते हैं, but I think reverse ratio is reversed on the male side. So probably it's a congratulation to the women power in Pakistan, and it's very nice to see all this because women are ruling the brochure. And second thing that is very, I could not find any youth, but at the same time, when I critically analyzed the whole fact, I came to know that youth should be very confident about their teachers, that people are taking so much pain and inviting people from outside so that they can guide their own youth to do best in their life. So probably to youth of this university must be very secured and feeling great that the teachers are so good that they are planning their future in advance. So that is the two things that I wanted to tell. So I have to start. I have to talk about youth empowerment, self-exploration, although this is not my core area, but I will try to, impress them with the work they can do and what is the requirement, because youth is the power that we all hear here and there, and it's always said. So like, can I get the next slide, please?
Next. Is the slide
I-
visible?
No, I'm still stuck to the first one.
Really, I have seen the slide.
Okay, so rest of the people can see the second slide. Yes, now I can see. So, probably this is I have no conflict of interest to show except by my growing hair. So people should not misunderstand me that I'm getting a role in Salman Khan famous movie Tere Naam. Part 2 I'm doing. This is nothing, this is my disclosure. So I have no competition with him. So I thought to put his photographs, in my presentation, but I know there's so many going on about the nepotism in India, in Bollywood. So I thought better to, keep myself away from this conflict of interest. So next slide, please. So this is what Indians know about Pakistan. You ask anybody, they know everyone, and every we love Benjir Bhutto, and anybody in Pakistan politics is known by Indian people. Second is the common connection is cricket. It's like a war-like situation. It's in our religion, other religion. It's a cricket for both. And coming to the Bollywood, these are the connections that we have when Indians want to know about the Pakistan. And when I talk about youth, so I must talk about the Coke Studio. So these are the one which is connecting the youth of India to the Pakistan. And if you see the total likes on the YouTube, you will see more than 60% of the people who have liked the video and shared it from India. So this is our interaction. But unfortunate part is that after we got independence, there is no connection as far as the research is concerned. Can you understand our problems are same? Solutions are same for those problems, but we have never tried to collaborate with these two countries, like we talk about collaborating with USA, collaborating with UK, with Europe. We have done, almost with any of the country you name, but in our neighbor where our problems are same, people are almost having the same genotype and phenotype, and we could not establish this kind of relationship, how we can work together to give a new heights to the research, especially to the cancer research, because I belong to that area, and do something great that will benefit the people of two countries to the larger extent. Next. So youth, how youth is defined, and thank you, this program has given me different insight. What is youth? I thought everybody is a youth, and nobody wants to deny this fact that I'm not youth. And you call anybody, people, this is always in denial. So when I search what is youth, first thing that I came is period between childhood and adult age. Did you understand anything from that? I could not. So second thing, young man. I have never seen an old man. You ask anybody that you are an old man, nobody will, accept it. So period of time when somebody is young, period when someone is in teenager, these are the definition. Then UN came forward to minimize all these controversies and to minimize the fight between two people. that on the definition of youth, they defined very clearly, although there are very subsections and this is very variable, but person between ages of 15 and 24, as per the United Nations, you are labeled as youth. So now you can count how many youth are attending this program right now. So Mariam can make a chart of it. So person between 18 to 30, few of the UN member states define youth like this. And if you talk about the sub-Saharan Africa, like, in Brazil up to 30, in, Nigeria, they talk it up to 35. So whatever the age is, this age group is so vulnerable to do good, to do worse. So a country future depends on young people. So it is always encouraged to invest heavily on your youth, and maybe they are the future. Next. So why countries should invest on youth? This is a $1 million question. People are investing here and there. So presence of young generation has essential role in various fields, and without youth, because they are going to live longer, and if you just invest in the right direction to them, probably they can be an asset for the country. So youngsters are considered the backbone of the nation, whether it's a health professional, and right now you can understand what is the value of a health professional in this pandemic, economy, engineers, police, bureaucracy, everywhere. If you try to invest on youth, probably they will come out with flying colors, and it will add to each and every value as far as the development of a nation is concerned. Prosperity of a nation depends on qualified and trained youngsters. So you need to train them, and which is a missing part that we, developmental, training and other part is missing to the larger extent. Young researcher and scientist is very, very important for the new discovery. If you see that the same value for this Asian country, we can't, even after so many years, we hardly can go to, tap and just, drink the water of the tap. That we can't do. If you go to US, आपके होटल में आप जाते हैं और कमरे में जो नल लगा होता है उसका पानी पीते हैं. It's all because of good research. They have invested for years, and I think they are the one who is leader. So we are not, because we have the patience, we have the resources, there is a scarcity, but we can make our other resources where we are leading can convert into an opportunity, and we can guide the whole world, not whole world, then at least Asia, to come with a guideline which will, help many people to solve their problem. And this is a good news that India and China, almost they have been considered in next 10 years, they are going to rule the world, because their investment, almost 70% of their budget in young individuals. So this is good news for us. So probably every country should invest more as far as the young people are concerned. Next. This is, I think, the lesson of life for everybody. And I want this slide should be remembered, for the long life, and you should always take it as a guideline. We have so many problems in our country, in our society. And what we are doing right now, we have individual oriented approach. This is all kind of westernization that we have become selfish over the period of time. If my child is sick, that I will take care of my child. My father is sick. This is called individual approach. But what approach is missing? We are hardly considering any intervention for the environment, for the education, nutrition, unemployment, poor housing. So ultimately, disease will be there with this individual oriented approach, where we are taking care of our near dear ones. Next. So focus is individual oriented approach, and we are lacking focus on all the important determinants, which is called socio-cultural determinants, which is defining what is the status of the health. Next. So as a society, what is needed? We need to work in a community and a population, and rather than adopting an individual oriented preventive action, we have to come together to make a combined decision to expect a concentrated and sustained social policy. And that will be really a social justice as far as the healthcare services to the society is concerned. Next. So this is a celebration I won't be talking much about, because this celebration is always taking as you should talk very light. So in this, where I strongly feel that youth involvement and encouragement is required right now. It's a current pandemic which is causing so many losses of life and so many suffering to the society. I think everyone's life has changed. Wherever you have used to work or at the home, everything is changed now. So youth must be encouraged to do some significant work towards, minimizing the suffering of the other society members wherever they can contribute. Second is, as I'm a cancer specialist, I will talk about the cancer where youth can be involved very effectively in the cancer care in the country, in the respective country. And third, I would like to talk about the how research you can publish by doing a small works at your workplace, because it's a big deal. People talk research as if they have to go to the moon, but strongly speaking, this is not as difficult as you think in day-to-day life. You have to put your best efforts, you have to be sincere, and you can find that in next 2 or 3 months you will have paper on the PubMed to see. So next slide, please. So this is a coronavirus. This is said that it's by droplets, but now it has proven theory. It has a airborne connection. So anybody who is going outside, the best way to protect yourself by using the mask, and the people who can't afford to buy the mask on daily basis, you should cover your face with the cotton clothes, and you can wash it, you can reuse it. This is advisable, and everybody must do that. Incubation period, it was 1 to 14 days, but there's a variation now, and everybody knows that people are with comorbidities, they are more at risk to develop this infection. And if they are infected, chances of getting severe or critical form of illness is very, very high. Next. So this is a common concern. Which country is in which state? And probably coronavirus has done one thing. Everybody has become, and it's our country. I say always that in India, कोई कुछ आपको दे नहीं या ना दे, आपको ज्ञान हमेशा free मिलता है. So knowledge is free here. Everybody will come with packet of that, and whether you ask it or not, they will give you. So coronavirus has expanded this origin so much, and at one point of time, I used to tell the number of coronavirus expert in the country is more than the total number of cases itself. So the ultimate solution to this problem, you need to read it again, and you have to keep yourself updated regarding and from the correct sources like WHO. Although there is a compromise in the reputation of the WHO, but still they are the best resource to get any knowledge on the COVID. So stage 1, there's a small number of cases. Stage 2, local transmission. The source that from where you have acquired this disease. When you are not knowing the source of contagion, it is stage 3. And when you have the full-blown epidemic that you can see with the status of the hospital beds in your vicinity, that means it's a full-blown epidemic. And last one is the recovery and new cases and resurgence where many of the countries has reached. Next. So transmission asymptomatic, as we say in India, 80% cases are asymptomatic, and in many cities it is almost 50%. So dry fever, dry cough, respiratory distress, GI symptom. Now people are coming that the first symptoms, that very early symptom is anosmia, that you find difficulty in smell and you are unable to smell something. So that means the early symptom has started and you have to see a doctor. Next. So right now, diagnosis, the RT-PCR is the best, that where you see the viral RNA, although we have come up with the rapid test for the see the antibody, but specificity is still a challenge. And after all the efforts, government is again coming back to the RT-PCR treatment. There is no treatment of coronavirus disease till today, except for the symptomatic. Few of the drugs has been approved by FDA, but as far as the mortality and the morbidity due to the COVID-19 is concerned, there is no success story which we can, celebrate. All the vaccine trial is undergoing. India has already started the vaccine trial. There is a positive lead from Russia, but still it's far, far beyond that we can say that, yes, we have definitive treatment for COVID-19. Ultimate solution is what we have to maintain the physical distancing. You have to avoid the social gathering, and moreover, you have to apply the mask to prevent the droplet infection, and the airborne infection. Next. So this is our first article we published in in April. So the good news is that you can see when you start your work early and you publish it early, we have already got 50 citations to this article. So this is the value of any publication on time. Next. So this is a very important point to consider for every youth. You must consider that cancer is a science, and whatever the improvement you can, get is by the scientific means. And cancer is a socio-cultural disease. If you go in the society and you observe the people for the longer duration, you will always come to know that what kind of cancers will be more common in that society. Evidence, and we as a doctor practice evidence, and philosophy helps you to solve many of the problem in your day-to-day life, but ultimately it's not the solution to the cancer. Ultimately you have to come, and there are many practices like complementary and alternative medicine, which is practiced very widely in different part of the world. They have their own local, regional practices, and probably that is, very dangerous for the cancer patient, as we have seen many of the patients are presenting very late to the hospital because they have wasted their few months up to years by going for this kind of treatment. Next. And when you talk about the kind of cancer we have in India, we have lung, mouth, prostate, GI cancers in a female, breast, cervical, GI, and probably this will be the same for the, Pakistan. And I believe that most common risk factors, both beside tobacco products, almost causing 30 to 40% of the cancers. Food habits is a major area where it's an infection mainly in terms of the human papilloma virus, which is causing the cervical cancer, and the hepatitis B, which is causing the liver cancer. Next. Their challenges are many because if you talk about making people aware, nobody is interested. And there is a serious change in the approach. When you go to the people, they're not, at all concerned what their problem. You're going to, discuss about this problem, but they're not interested. General population is like this. Doctors, they have too many patients to treat for the, chemotherapy, radiotherapy. So they are not interested. There should be a lack of strategy, and youth can always incorporate themselves to make the strategy wherever they live. They can always, and they should start from their home. They must, encourage their parents to go for screening. They must encourage their parents not to, adopt any kind of tobacco chewing or any addiction which is leading to cancer. Next. So awareness is the need of the hour, and you must identify the aware and the pseudo-aware people, because after in this Wikipedia era and the Facebook and the WhatsApp university has really boosted the people who believe in the pseudo-awareness, and this is very bad for the society. And as a doctor, our major challenge is to combat those forces who are just believing in spreading the fake news. Like I give you simple example, जो लोग 40 सिगरेट दिन का पीते हैं, वो सिगरेट से नहीं डरते हैं. उन्होंने व्हाट्सएप पे पढ़ा होता है कि प्लास्टिक की कप में चाय पीने से उनको कैंसर होता है. सो वो लोग चाय वाले के साथ इसलिए फाइट करते हैं कि नहीं, मुझे प्लास्टिक की कप में चाय नहीं दो क्योंकि इससे कैंसर होता है. बट दे ऑलवेज फॉरगेट दैट कैंसर का बड़ा कारण स्मोकिंग है. शायद मुझे लगता है पहले 100 कॉज में भी प्लास्टिक की कप नहीं होगी. सो दिस इज आवर थिंग. वी जस्ट वांट टू लिव विथ आवर कन्वीनियंस. आप देखेंगे मोबाइल पे आप दिन भर लगे रहेंगे, आप 4 घंटे 5 घंटे बात करना बहुत ही नॉर्मल है. बट लेकिन जब भी आपके घर के पास मोबाइल टावर लगेगा तो आप एक्टिविस्ट बन जाएंगे, सोशल एक्टिविस्ट, और आप थाने में जाके FIR लिखवाएंगे कि देखिए हमारे घर के पास ऐसे हो रहा है. सो प्रैक्टिसेस इज यू नीड टू बी अवेयर, यू नीड टू बी कॉन्शियस, बट यू डोंट नीड टू बी हाइपर फॉर दैट. And whenever intervention is required, youth must understand that tobacco is the worst thing that somebody can ever make, and this spoils life, and there's no excuse to start smoking or all these practices which will surely kill you. Apart from, there are other factors also, but surely there's a one lesson that please avoid. And if you're smoker, you don't please try to do that. And it's everybody responsibility when somebody smoking in home, because now we have seen the more number of females coming with the lung cancer, and causes is, this is not, they're not at fault. because somebody in their house is a smoker and they are just, suffering because of other mistake. So probably this is not a practice. Women power should come forward and just, try to manage this fact at their ground level. So next. So this is vaccine is very important because so many youths, so you must know there is a vaccine for the cervical cancer, and I have properly advocated many of my relatives to go for vaccination. Anybody can read it. Ideal time is to 9 to 12 years where you can, get your child vaccinated. And now there's a new update by the, France IR that up to 18 years of age, you need 2 doses of vaccination, which should be 6 months apart. So whenever you get a chance, please go and vaccinate yourself. Ultimate, it saves you from one important cancer, which is very prevalent in Asia, which is India and Pakistan, is cervical cancer. So, and you can help others with information to get themselves, vaccinated. Next. This is a chart of, what people can do. Youth has an important responsibility to take care of themselves. And I assure that after 20 years, you will be at risk for all this cancer. So you have to know what this cancer is all about. And today parents believe and trust so much on their children. So you have to go back and tell your parents, these are the things that you have to do, because to make disease to detect early and to minimize the suffering due to the cancer. Next. So coming to the last aspects, which is, peer review challenges in the scientific research. Everybody has gone crazy for publication in this last few years, because whatever is your quality, whatever you do at your institution level, nobody's bothered right now. Your, profile on PubMed, your profile on, Google Scholar, ResearchGate, Publon has become so much important that if you send your CV, they will just go directly to see your publication. So people have gone crazy. Whosoever has not done anything in last 10 years, so it's a good attempt, and at least it helps you to get involved yourself in the world community. And if you're working, and people will search you, if you have done a very small work, what you feel is very small, but it may be very significant for the problem that somebody is having in Nigeria, somebody is having in the Latin America. So that is the value of a good publication and publishing your work, which helps the mankind and which is the best point of reference when you are stuck with the treatment related decision. So I will request everybody, whatever work you do, small or big, and that is not anyone discretion that what is small, what is big. So you must try from your side, and probably whatever help I can deliver, because I look after the 3 important journal of Asia. So I will always try. And next time I would like to say that we can have a small workshop, how to publish a paper. So this is not possible with a short span of time. It needs time. So we can do it. And I think probably technology has what otherwise I would have, applying for the visa to go to Pakistan to take a lecture. But this coronavirus has made things very easy for us, and we are connected now. So next slide, please. So these are the steps everybody know, because you are a scientific university. So everybody know what is author submission, what is editorial processing. Next, please. So peer review, editorial screening. Whenever some paper comes, editors screen whether it should be accepted for the further review. Then peer review is done. Then you get the marks whether it should be accepted as it is, or it needs major editing, it needs minor editing, or it needs rejection. So you need to be very meticulous in every steps. And what is the most important is the sincerity and the right flow of the manuscript helps you to get it published. Next. So what is happening right now in every place is, the boss gets the manuscript to review, he will call somebody, PhD student, so he will give it to the PhD student. And now PhD is something very big, so he will call the MSc student and give it to him. An MSc student has no clue what is a review. So that is messing whole of the things, and many of the people practice it. So boss has, boss important. And somebody was telling me that, boss, what is the most common job of a boss? I told, I don't know. He told me just to forward the mail to their junior colleague. That is the most important work now. And during this lockdown, it has increased so much that you can't expect it now. So next, please. So this is an author, editor, reviewer, reader. At every part, it's a difficult, you know. And I'm telling you that I'm not a very. I started first publication in 2015, and with my experience, I can tell you this is not you know, rocket science. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. But the most important thing which is required is you need to initiate it. This is the biggest challenge, and you don't have to think much that, you know, how the journal will behave, how, you know, because there is no punishment. They can do one thing and they write very good English. You will not feel ashamed. Even when they reject your paper, they will write a very beautiful English language, and that you will feel happy about it. So don't worry, you should keep on, you know, trying for publishing your paper. And for the first thing, that you should participate, and you must first, you know, apply for this. Next. So for the youth, I come to the back to the youth. So most important thing is to know yourself. And probably this pandemic has helped a lot to know yourself, knows of your talents, interest, values, aspiration, weakness, and everything you have learned in this pandemic. And this crisis that helped you, somebody to explore your interest, and you have again found that, yes, this is the most important job, I could have done that. So convert challenge into opportunity. And you know, there is always a problem. If you work anywhere in the world, there is a problem. There won't be a challenge. I don't understand. There is no place in the world until and unless you are alone. When the second person joins you, the problem starts. So don't expect somebody to be very nice. If people are nice, you're very fortunate. So, you know, and always I tell the young students who must have read physics. So in physics, there is always, what is the definition of work? Is if you apply force and there is a displacement, then only work is done. So whenever you are applying force in your day-to-day life, please check for the displacement. If you have not seen any displacement by applying force, don't consider it as a work, because most of the time we just work hard from morning to evening and without any, you know, outcome, and we consider they are working. For me, it's not work. It's I'm applying force, but still I'm waiting for the displacement to announce that yes, I have done some work. And don't tell about public review. You don't need to think about it. Ultimately, this world, you know, respect the people who have achieved something. So try to achieve something, and the rest of the people will follow you. Failure is a way to ultimate success. We have all have failed miserably in many of the area where we are called expert, but we have again stood up and we have done our best. And as a doctor, I always feel ups and downs makes the life perfect example, because I always learn so much from electrocardiogram, where ups and downs make somebody, you know, myself declare to somebody that yes, a patient is alive. If I see the straight line, that means life is dead. So when you are seeing a straight line in your life or career, you feel that there is nothing to do, you are dead as a career. So please try to do see an ups and downs. That's the best thing. And don't, you know, be afraid of the people here and there. And many of the people have complained that in my work, you know, place, there are so many people who are stupid, who are doesn't do anything, you know, whole responsibilities on me. So, you know, you must respect those people who are stupid, because they are stupid, you are valued in your workplace. So whenever you go to your office next time and see these people, you know, in your you please say them thank you, because they are there, so you are respected. So, you know, these are the things. And never give up, because the youth should never give up, because they have nothing to lose. They have a fresh brain and they can do the forward bombarding, like, you know, us, we have now retrospective thinking. So youth are the people who can really invent anything, because their brain is very naive and they can really turn into any direction. Next. So be positive. Negativity is also important to understand what is real positivity. So if you're negative for some time, it's okay. And you can do the bitching to other people sometime, but it should not be the part of the game. So it's okay. You have to do the mix and match. Next. So positive, everybody has a strength, and collaboration with like-minded people is very necessary. You can do good work by working alone, but if you want to, you know, landmark work and great work, it always has one thing in common, that you have to collaborate. I haven't seen any great work or landmark work which somebody has done alone. So you need to collaborate. Next. So positive empowerment is a knowledge, behavioral skills, self-responsibility, and working relationship. These are important. Next. So how to achieve this thing? So it's $1 million question. If somebody comes to know it, please tell me. But I will tell you, please don't use any shortcut. And in any time, by educating yourself, you can achieve more. By experience, you can achieve more. And this whole thing make you more learned. And if you learn it, at least you have achieved. And by sharing of knowledge, by not putting anything in Almira and putting a log, it's not help you. You please be liberal and share your knowledge. That will really help you to achieve more. Next. What are our problems for this country, both the country? We have a rapidly expanding population. In one seminar, somebody told me, Australia is doing great work, New Zealand is doing great work. So I told him, do you know what we Indians are? At least we are number one in two areas. One is population, our only competitor in China. And what we talk about Australia, we add one Australia to our population every year. So please don't talk about Australia. We need to find the Indian version, or maybe for the Pakistan version, to do things for our own people, to do better for them. Health insurance, economy, middle class, we have 45%. So that is the thing. Quality of medical education, we have to do something new and very innovative. The research, nothing new is, we are forced to follow all the European and American guidelines. So we need to invest more on research, government versus private institution, equipment trials, and most important, we need to do the academia and the industry collaboration, because most of the time it is considered so bad. If you talk to a private company, they will think that you are committing some crime. You are, anti-national, which is not right. You have done it for the sake of money, which is not. We must be more liberal to establish this academia industry collaboration. Then only we can develop some new things, some innovative thing and which is indigenous in nature. Next. So awareness, I think for youth, awareness is the most powerful expression by which we need a brand ambassador. I always tell, for the brand ambassador in India, we have tobacco, we have so many brand ambassador, many of the film star, advocate for them, but we don't have a brand ambassador for the cancer care. Media need to be more responsible rather than talking half an hour for cancer, rest of that they are talking about other addiction. Involvement of NGO is very much necessary. Theaters, cinema, cancer addiction. So these are the few things that I think this is very important to make our youth more aware and the more, impactful and powerful. Next. So this is my last slide. So I is illness is isolation, and the crucial Latin and wellness are we. So I strongly think that I never use I word in my whole of the even in mail, because I always feel that good works can't be done alone. It's healthy communities have hope, and those with hope have everything. So we have to be hopeful, because I am very optimistic person and who believe in converting all difficulty in opportunity, rather than there is no point being pessimist who thinks every opportunity as a difficulty. And there are a few people who are always crying if they get a plot in the Mars also. So this is nothing. I will last line for the youth, because these are lines written by me long back during my MBBS time. I try to follow each and every word in my day-to-day life, but probably or unfortunately I haven't achieved 1% mark. So this will probably guide you and to do you to help you to work more hard and to not be disappointed at any point in your time. This is like this: समय नहीं है अब यूं ही गवाने का, यही तो मौका है कुछ कर दिखाने का. दूसरों की गैरत बहुत देखी होगी आपने, अब वक्त है खुद को आजमाने का. चाहे सबको लगता हो मैदान छोड़ दिया हो आपने, पर आपका अपना ही तरीका हो किसी से जीत जाने का. नहीं हारना जिंदगी में कभी भी तुम हिम्मत, क्या पता ये बचा अंतिम तीर ही हो शायद निशाने का. नया दौर शुरू हो चुका है नई जिंदगी लेकर, आयाम बदल चुका है पुराने जमाने का. बहुत तय कर लिया सफर आपने अंधेरों में, अब वक्त शुरू हो चुका है नया दीप जलाने का. इसलिए रख तू राह पर दो चार ही कदम, मगर जरा तबीयत से कि मंजिल खुद ब खुद चलकर तेरे पास आएगी। अरे हालात का रोना रोने वाले, मत भूल की तेरी तदवीर ही तेरी तकदीर बदल पाएगी। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much for a very nice talk and elaborating all the aspects. Especially I like के जिस तरह कोविड की वजह से सब डरे हुए हैं और आपने कोविड से रिलेटेड भी बहुत इंफॉर्मेटिव और रेदर जो दूसरा एस्पेक्ट है जो मुझे लगा कि आज के दिन में एक्सप्लेन करना चाहिए, क्योंकि मोस्टली हमारे साथ रिसर्च के स्टूडेंट्स भी हैं और टीचर्स भी हैं, फैकल्टी भी है, तो आपने उससे रिलेटेड भी बहुत अच्छा गाइड किया है कि पब्लिकेशन से डरना नहीं चाहिए। और ख़ासतौर पे ये एक फियर ही होता है कि मैंने अलोन पब्लिकेशन करनी है, और कोलैबोरेशन के एस्पेक्ट पे भी आपने बहुत अच्छा एक्सप्लेन किया है। तो मैं चाहूँगी कि हमारे जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं उनमें से अगर किसी ने कोई क्वेश्चन करना है तो वो प्लीज़ करें, क्योंकि पहले ही हमने इनका बहुत टाइम बाउंड किया है 2 बजे।
नहीं, इट्स ओके, आई विल बी हैप्पी टू आंसर क्वेश्चन, प्लीज। नहीं अगर पूछेंगे तो मैं पूछ सकता हूँ,
मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि ये अच्छा आर्टिकल जो है उसके लिए कोलैबोरेशन जरूरी होती है, नॉलेज जरूरी होती है, या इस फियर को खत्म करना जरूरी होता है कि आई कैन डू दैट? और मुझे इस बात का इससे अंदाजा हुआ है कि लास्ट मंथ एक आर्टिकल मैंने भी लिखा है आप लोगों के साथ, तो फियर था कि शायद मैं ना कर पाऊँ, बट आपकी मोटिवेशन और सुनिश्चिता की तो कुछ ही दिनों में मैं राइट कर पाई हूँ इस आर्टिकल को। तो जब मैं कर सकती हूँ तो मुझे ये हुआ कि आप इस क्वेश्चन का जवाब बहुत अच्छे तरीके से दे पाएंगे कि हाउ यू इनकरेज पीपल टू राइट द रिसर्च आर्टिकल्स, और इस फील्ड में मोटिवेशन कैसे आती है? आप चूंकि आपका फील्ड है, आप डॉक्टर भी हैं, आपके पेशेंट्स को भी देखते हैं, बट you are also in research and international conferences as well. So what thing motivate you for doing all this stuff at a time? हम लोगों को तो टाइम ही नहीं मिल पाता।
नहीं to if you want to compete with the world community, you need to be competitive, and for being competitive you need to publish. So आप publication तभी आप करेंगे जब आप submit करेंगे। First step is submission. To submit you should write something. For writing you should initiate something. So the problem is with initiation, you have the data and every data is important, whatever you think small. And there's nothing like if they publish only discovery. There are thousands of journals publishing lakhs of paper every month. So what do you think? We discover so much in a month that we have new 1 lakh discovery in a month? I don't think so. So you because you belong to one country, and whatever you experience to deal with any situation, whether maybe small or large or big or nation interest, will merit publication. But you need to start it, and you need to give value to each and every point, which is very critical for publication to happen, starting from the title of the study to the methodology to the statistics and to the conclusion. So this whole thing is very, very important. And when you start writing over the period of time, you understand the value of each and every point. And it's all you need to devote time, and you need to start first. Take a topic, just go and literature search. You will get a clue. And moreover, it strengthen your knowledge. It gives you a better insight. What do you think? And many of the times I was thinking something else. And when I started searching the literature, this changed my mindset. Before starting the seminar, I was not knowing what is the cutoff age for youth, because I was always considering there's a call ever youth. So we were on ever youth category. But whenever I will think next time, I will won't consider myself as a youth, because I know the cutoff of the age. So these are the non-modifiable factors you can't modify. Subjective things you can modify, but objective you can't. So now I will see the objectivity of youth. I will not go into the subjective perspective. So for the research publication, you need to be objective. Everything should be defined. Everything should be evidence-based, and whatever is evidence with your work, whatever the work has been done, you need to do the literature search. And there is an immense possibility. So you need to start it. You start, work on it, and you will see the result. I don't need to say anything. You will see the result. Like you started one paper, you finished it, you submitted it, you will get it published too. So this will be the confidence. Okay, yeah, I need to work hard and I need to get the another one. So that's it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone who wants to have a question, please.
They can message me. I have opened the chat box. They can.
We have a lot of scientists here as well, so I think so they will ask question about writing an article.
So, but I always have too many questions in my head, and Dr. Shankar does know it. I usually call him my SOS. So whenever I have questions in my head, I give it a call to him without even judging the time, if it is odd or even hour. So for me, I put the questions directly. But here I have one question: how do you believe patience is important when it comes to research or publication?
You know, there's two things. What is important, what is happening probably in our country, in Pakistan too. We are working like a railway track. One thing is the research, second is clinician. So there is no convergence. We are just going straight. So what happens if I am, presenting and publishing a clinical research? There is a limitation. I can publish it in an impact factor 4, 5, 10. The same with the research thing, they can publish in a, but if there is a convergence, you can go up to 50, 60. So there is a no convergence. This works as a, like railway track. So both people are working in their respective area and there is no talking thing, which is very bad. So clinical and basic research should be combined together, and that helps us and allow us to innovate more because everything is so connected. And that is a big lacune in the research system in India so far. And we have talked about this thing in many of the forum, how to get this thing done. And this is many of the time we tried, but it is again restricted to the big conferences where we have talked with each other. We are on the, cloud nine. We have so much of, temperament, but after that conference is over, everything is gone. So we need to, collaborate and combine this clinical and the basic research. That is the need of the time. Like the other people do, clinicians have their own lab, they have a protected time. But in India and then Pakistan too, the clinician must be busy in helping their patient. So hardly they have time to go to the lab and in the hospitals also, patient think that you are a doctor, so you should see a patient. Why are you going to the lab? This is not your work. So it doesn't get time. So we need to work hard, and we need to make a system where clinicians should get a protected time to work with the basic researcher to innovate something new. As somebody has asked me, Momina Heather
Yes.
Boston to me. Good afternoon, sir. I want to ask about.
No, Momina Heather, what question you'd like to ask?
Okay, so she's asking about the how anti-tobacco therapy. The most important intervention for tobacco is the behavioral modification. You need to convince your father. There's all nicotine therapy, and till the time he will have some effect, but nicotine has their own side effect. So please try to get the result with the behavior modification. That is the best thing to do it, and that is permanent. If somebody tries to make them, it's a time taking procedure. You have to consult the psychologist. They will make him understand, but it's the permanent nicotine tablets. But I don't know, I haven't seen any best result with the nicotine. With the nicotine, they have quit smoking completely. It doesn't work, I guess. It's just the psychology. It works at the psychological level, not at the biological level. So behavioral modification is the key to success if somebody is a smoker. So please try to invest time. And if you're a daughter, just tell him that you won't eat for a day if you keep on smoking. probably see the effect. And whatever the situation, parents love their kids the most. Okay, so you can do this tantrum that leave. If you can leave food for a day, you can try it. So just see the result, because sometimes this emotional sentimental bonding helps you more than the medicine. And I have seen this, few results in the school where we have taken the seminar. We told the children not to eat the food for a day if their, parents continue smoking, and it works in few children. So it may work. So you can try this, but yes, you need to convince your father. So sometimes I'm good in counseling. So anytime I am ready to help you with my services. Hope Momina got the right answer to that.
So I think no more questions. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, and thank you so much. Thank you, man. I'd like to thank Sunista and Mariam for organizing this, because that is a new beginning. And probably apart from Bollywood, politics, and by listening the Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, Momina, probably we should go another way and try to collaborate in research also.
Yes. This is the reason for having this seminar, because we really want to have a collaboration with India, because most of the problems are same, like population and health, and even research problems also same. Students want to have to write articles, but they are afraid
That
of
article part is, I'm always ready to help them, and probably if they work hard, they will have so many publications for sure. Anybody who has worked with me for last 2 years, the average publication number is more than 10. I think 20, 25 people. And I work with youth more because they are more comfortable and they are very much passionate to work. I run the largest cancer awareness campaign in India, and we have almost 20,000 volunteers, young volunteers, students of the, bachelor, they're studying the bachelor degree. So I have a, large pool of youth, and we used to organize some mentorship program for the youths, for the college student, and they are the one, they present one research, they do extensive research on one topic, and this is very useful. This is one, how can I connect with you if I need your help regarding research? I think one point of contact, Mariam, you can always share my contact detail. They can always write to me and I will help them whatever I can do. And for this part, if you are sincere, if you're good with the words, if you are not expert in manipulating the data, you will have a good publication for sure.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
you for your time. Mariam, do we have any more questions?
So Mariam, you can mail me, or you can mail me on my email ID. If anybody is having questions, I will be more than happy to answer them. And thank you, Pakistan, for this opportunity and this Women University. And thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for joining and explaining all this stuff in detail. And now we have Dr. Asmat Naz, Dean, Faculty of Life Sciences, and she will share some words regarding World Youth Skill Day. So over to you.
Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you so much, Mariam. I am so delighted and happy that Dr. Abhishek, he spoke very well, and her expertise about cancer, and also for the methodology, how to write a thesis and article especially. It's very informative. And from my side, being a Dean of Life Sciences, I must say thank you and congratulate him to a very nice contribution. Okay. I'm not talking about anything else, but just want to share my feelings on the 15th July, World Youth Skills Day. As you know that not from now, but from the many decades, rather I can say the centuries, the peoples, they are always trying to get white collar job or office job, and most of the students, uh, they have one mission, that after completing their education, they will have to get government job. Unfortunately, we forgot our traditions, our old norms. If you remember, and if somebody have interest in history, uh, they can understand it very well, that in old times, especially the boys, even the prince and the princess and even the females, they were taught by the family and their schools and the madaris the skills. Rather, it was riding, it was hunting, or it was writing, it was calligraphy, and the many, many things. So the same thing happened, it was happened in the families, that the mothers, aunts, and the grandmothers, grandparents, they're trying their best to give the knowledge of skills, different skills, not emphasize on the one, even embroidery, even knitting, even cutting, even sewing, and all these things. These are the things which we neglected in the past, I can say the 70 or 80 years. So that's why now the normal or the formal education is only emphasized on the topic, on the subjects, and the students, they are always lived on that circle. So that's why in Pakistan, even in India, unfortunately, we are the countries, or maybe some others, but as you know that in China, in Japan, in Korea, their students, their young generation, their youth, they are more skilled than us. Uh, I remember the time when I was teaching in Peking University, China. My one student came in my house, and I was just worried to fix the one knob of my in kitchen on my burner in cooking range. I said I will call someone and he will fix it, and he was astonished, and he said, "Ma'am, you don't know, this is a very simple thing. Just you must have a screw and you can fix it." I said that I am afraid that maybe there will be a gas leakage or something like it. He said to me that close the main knob, the main switch, and then you can fix. So that's what time it was a very alarming for me, that even we are unable to change if the tire is punctured in our car. So we are waiting to someone come, some electrician, some plumber, or some technical person. So it means that with the formal education, with the other education, we have to train our youth to have the knowledge of different skills. For example, if he is learning, he is a student of physics, he can also learn about the many other things. And especially, it's my to get a privilege and opportunity on this house or in the forum. The technical education must be elaborate in all steps of education, from primary, from middle, from school to college and the university. Rather, it is non-creditors or must be added in our curriculum, because it's not necessary for any, or also I must say that the government is unable to provide the government job or the office job, or as I say in the beginning, the white collar job. It's not easy to provide to all the students and all the people who completed their graduation or degrees. So that's why there is a poverty, there is non-skilled people, and they are unable to adjust themselves in any other place, and they are unable to set their own businesses. As you know that in Pakistan, Kamyab Jawan was introduced a few months ago, and it's a very successful and also with the other things. You know, in Islamabad now, the ex-chairman, Dr. Mukhtar Ahmed, and with other very learned and intelligent people, they opened the Skills University, the technical university. And I think that it's a very good action. And in all the cities, we have also to, you can say, tried our best to collaborate with the TUETA, technical education, engineering, and the other field of lives, so that our students must be polished themselves and they will not face the problems like others. So this is the time that we pay attention. And as you know that in our prophet, last prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is very famous. Is one saying that ilm hasil karo chahe tumhe Cheen hi kyun na jana pade. So I always quote this, that China was very much skilled youth, and even the old and the oldest people, they are very much skilled. So our prophet not mentioned China that you should go over there and have a knowledge of Islam or knowledge of Quran. He was very wise, and he can ask to the people कि वहाँ पे जाओ और इल्म हासिल करो. कौन सा इल्म? जो कि उनके पास सारे हुनर थे, सारी चीजें थी, तो वहाँ पे जाके खुद को जो है वो बेहतर बनाओ. और एक और बात है कि अल कासिबु हबीबुल्लाह, यानी जो कमाने वाला है, जिसके पास हुनर है, उसकी कदर है और वो माशरे में ज्यादा बेहतर तौर पर आगे बढ़ सकता है. तो मेरा ख्याल है अभी बहुत सारे लोग और भी बोलने वाले हैं. मेरा यही पैगाम है कि बच्चों, जो हमारी यूथ है, जो हमारा मुस्तकबिल है, जो हमारा फ्यूचर है, जिन पर हमने इन्हिसार करना है, तो वो लोग अपनी दूसरी तालीम के साथ साथ कोई ना कोई हुनर जो है वो जरूर सीखें, ताकि कल को आने वाले सख्त दौर का, जो हमारे दौर से ज्यादा सख्त होगा, ज्यादा कंपटीशन होगा, तो उसमें वो लोग अपना कारोबार सेट कर सकें, अपनी महारत को जो है वो इस्तेमाल कर सकें. और इस तरह से यकीनन जो है हमारे ममालिक, पाकिस्तान है, इंडिया है, या जो भी हम लोग अभी काउंट होते हैं थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्रीज, जो हमारे यहाँ इतनी वो भी पावर्टी और जो है खुशहाली वाला जो है वो दौर नहीं है, बल्कि पावर्टी का दौर चल रहा है. और अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट और पावर्टी दोनों चीज़ों पे काबू पाने के लिए मेरी राय में जो है वो स्किल्ड यूथ जो है वो बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो आज के दिन के हवाले से मैं यही पैगाम दूंगी. और डॉक्टर मरियम, आपको पेश की मुबारकबाद कि आप इतनी कामयाबी से ये जो है आपने वेबिनार का इनकाद किया है. और अभी हम लोग फारिग हुए थे मीटिंग से, तो मैडम वाइस चांसलर, शी इज़ आल्सो गोइंग टू ज्वाइन. और इंशाल्लाह होप फॉर द बेस्ट कि हमारे नौजवान जो हैं वो जिस काम को पाकिस्तान में बुरा समझते हैं, बाहर जाके वो कर लेते हैं. ख्वाह वो होटल में करना है, किसी हॉकर बनना है, या छोटा मोटा काम है. इसका मतलब ये है कि हमें अपनी यूथ को ऐसी सोसाइटी भी फ्राहम करनी है कि जहाँ पे ये वाला माहौल ना हो कि ये बंदा जो है होटल में काम कर रहा है या ये छोटा मोटा कोई कारोबार कर रहा है. तो हमारे यहाँ वो वाला तासुब और वो वाला ऊंच नीच का जो नजरिया है वो भी खत्म करना होगा. तो ये हमारा फर्ज है, हम लोग जो अपनी इनिंग्स ऑलमोस्ट खेल चुके हुए हैं, कि हम लोग सोसाइटी में ऐसा रवैया बेदार करें ताकि उन लोगों को वही काम अपने मुल्क के अंदर करते हुए जो है वो कोई शर्म महसूस ना करें या उन्हें कोई ताना ना दे सके. सो थैंक यू वंस अगेन एंड कंग्रेचुलेट टू ऑल ऑफ यू, all the participants and all the students and the teachers here. It's a very good opportunity, and kindly continue and listen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. मैं तो शुरू से ही, जब से यूनिवर्सिटी ज्वाइन किया, आई एम अ बिग फैन ऑफ डॉक्टर इस्मत नाज, बिकॉज उन्होंने अपनी ज़िंदगी में बहुत सारी अचीवमेंट की हैं, और आई कंसिडर माई सेल्फ एज अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ हर इन लर्निंग. तो मुझे याद है कि समटाइम्स जब मैंने शुरू में ज्वाइन किया था, तो मैं जाके इनकी ऑफिस में बैठ जाती थी, एंड 15 लोग एट अ टाइम होते थे, और वो मुस्कुरा के हर एक को उनके क्वेश्चन का जवाब भी दे रही होती थी और ऑफिशियल मैटर्स को सॉल्व भी कर रही होती थी. तो एक्चुअली जो मुझे मैम के बुलाने का भी मकसद यही था कि ये जो स्किल है, ये सॉफ्ट स्किल्स, इस तरह के स्किल्स जिसमें होता है कम्युनिकेशन, डीलिंग और मैनेजमेंट और टीम वर्क, इसको सॉफ्ट स्किल्स कहा जाता है. और हमारे पाकिस्तान में या इंडिया में जो जिन स्किल्स पे जोर दिया जाता है वो है हार्ड स्किल्स. यानी डिग्री हासिल कर लो, डिप्लोमा ले लो और उसके बाद तुम निकल पड़ो, और एक्सपेक्ट ये किया जाता है कि जैसे ही हम जाएंगे ना हमें कोई लाखों की जॉब मिल जाएगी। तो हालांकि रियल में ऐसा नहीं है। तो उसके लिए अपने आप को सॉफ्ट स्किल्स में ज़्यादा डेवलप करना ज़रूरी है, अपनी जॉब के साथ सिंसेरिटी, इंटेग्रिटी और ये सब स्किल्स जो हैं।
डेडिकेशन होनी चाहिए अपने काम के साथ भी, जॉब के साथ भी।
ये सब चीज़ें जो हैं ये मिलकर एक अच्छे माशरे को बनाती हैं। तो हम लोग तो लकी हैं कि डॉक्टर उज़मा कुरैशी हैं, मैम असमत नाज हैं और डॉक्टर हिना अली हैं, मैम फरजाना हैं और हमारे सीनियर्स जो भी हैं, उन्होंने हमें सिखाया है कि हाउ टू पॉलिश योरसेल्फ इन सॉफ्ट स्किल्स एज वेल। कि डिग्रियां लेने वाले, अब देखिए सुनिश्ता आप बताएंगी हमें कि इंडिया में भी कितनी अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट है ना। पाकिस्तान में इस ईयर सर्वे हुआ तो ऑलमोस्ट 6% से ज्यादा जो हैं लोग पेंडेमिक से पहले जॉबलेस थे, और अब तो सिचुएशन और वर्स्ट हो गई होगी। और फिर
मरियम, यस डेफिनेटली, अगर हम हिंदुस्तान की बात करें, वी आर गोइंग थ्रू द सेम सिचुएशन और प्रॉब्ली द वर्स्ट ऑफ इट. Why? Because as ma'am correctly mentioned that we usually look for white collar job. So most of the people, they have had those white collar job, and because of this pandemic nobody is going to pay you for like another 6 months or an year, if you are not contributing at all. So then the layoff happened, लोगों को उनकी नौकरियों से निकाला गया, because of which the unemployment rate, it boosted like anything. So yes, it is an era of new skills to be developed. It is an era wherein we should enrich the skills we already are carrying, which are like legacy to us but being ignored. हमारे हमारे साथ, हमारे कल्चर के साथ वो स्किल्स आगे बढ़ी हैं, लेकिन उनको हमने पॉलिश नहीं करा समय की जरूरत को समझते हुए. शायद हमें उन सबको करना चाहिए.
और जैसे बाहर भी आपका भी एक्सपोजर है, तो आपने भी जैसे डॉक्टर सुनिश्ता हर ईयर इतने सारे स्टूडेंट्स को लेके जाती हैं वहाँ पे, ये लोग कोर्सेज करते हैं। तो इन लोगों के साथ हम भी कोलैबोरेट करेंगे कि हम भी जो है अपने स्टूडेंट्स को भी बाहर का एक्सपोजर भी दें, ताकि जो हम वहाँ उनसे ये सीखें कि सिर्फ एक मॉडर्निज्म, एक लिबास या उसका नाम नहीं है। एक्चुअली जो जिस चीज़ में वो बहुत आगे हैं वो लर्निंग है, और वो इस चीज़ में आगे हैं कि अगर आप वहाँ पर जाते हैं तो आप अपना कोई मसला बताते हैं तो वो फौरन से उसको हल करने की कोशिश करते हैं। दे गोज टुवर्ड सॉल्यूशन। एंड ऑलमोस्ट मैं तो कहूँगी कि हमारी सोसाइटी में ज़्यादातर लोग जो है वो कंप्लेन बहुत करते हैं, सोल्यूशन कम प्रोवाइड करते हैं। और जो डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज हैं वो सोल्यूशन उसका सोचते हैं फौरन से, चाहे कोई भी हो, वो आपको उसका सोल्यूशन देंगे और बहुत पोलाइटली और अच्छे वे में आप करेंगे। तो ये चीज़ें हमने अपने न्यू जनरेशन को भी सिखानी है, और इस चीज़ में लोगों को बताना है कि स्किल सिर्फ ये नहीं होता कि डिग्रियां लें और उसके बाद आप एक्सपेक्ट करें कि फॉरेन से जो है वो जॉब मिल जाए। तो हाउस इज ओपन, कोई डिस्कशन के लिए या कोई क्वेश्चन करना चाहेगा?
आई थिंक नो क्वेश्चन इज हियर. नेक्स्ट स्पीकर को कॉल कर लें.
क्लास के भी काफी स्टूडेंट्स हैं, सो मैम से कोई क्वेश्चन आप कर सकते हैं स्किल्स के बारे में, क्योंकि मैम जैसे लोग जो हैं वो इल्म का खजाना होते हैं, तो उनसे पूछना चाहिए कि हाउ दे वर्क। तो चाइना की भी मैम जैसे आपने एग्जांपल दी है, चाइना में भी लोग किसी जॉब को छोटा नहीं समझते होंगे, और वहाँ पे यही कंसेप्ट होगा कि हम जॉब से वापस आए हैं, ये नहीं कि कोई छोटी जॉब है उसको किया जाए।
ये उसमें जो सोसाइटी उनको रिस्पेक्ट देती है ना इक्वल लेवल पे, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
So Ma'am Uzma Qureshi joined us. Ma'am, welcome to our forum.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैम.
Walaikum Assalam. आप कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहते हैं? और मैम आपने जो एक बताई थी कि कोई गिफ्ट पैक करना था, तो उसने किस तरह से एक
जी जी
वो
हाँ
जरा
जी, बहुत सारी जो है ना वो एग्जांपल्स मेरे पास, बड़े अच्छे एक्सपीरियंस जो कि हमेशा मुझे यूं कहना चाहिए कि शर्मिंदगी दिलाते थे कि हमें ये सारा काम जो है वो क्यों नहीं आता। मसलन छोटी छोटी चीजों में से आपने देखा होगा कि हम गिफ्ट हैम्पर्स जो हैं और ये सारे बॉक्सेस और ये सारी चीजें जो है वो बाजार से लेते हैं। तो मैंने उनसे कहा, मेरे स्टूडेंट्स से अक्सर, यानी दे आर वेरी ग्रेट सीकर्स ऑफ नॉलेज ना, तो वो यूनिवर्सिटी टाइम से उसके बाद वीकेंड पे हमेशा जो है वो आते थे मजीद सीखने के लिए, मजीद पढ़ने के लिए। तो कभी ऐसा टाइम होता था मुश्किल का वक्त कि भाई मैं अब ये क्या करूं, तो दे मैनेज इट वेरी वेल। इतने सॉफ्टली और इतने अच्छे तरीके से वो कुछ भी बना देना मिनटों के अंदर, और कुछ से कुछ बना देना। और ये नहीं कि कोई एक स्टूडेंट जो है, वो तकरीबन सारे ही लोग और टीचर्स भी और सब लोग जो है उस पे इतनी अच्छी उन्हें कमांड थी, इतनी महारत हासिल थी कि मैंने बहुत कोशिश की कि मैं भी थोड़ा बहुत जो है उससे सीखूं और कुछ ना कुछ आई लर्न फ्रॉम देम। नाउ आई नेवर बॉट एन एनवेलप्स और इस किस्म की चीजें जिसमें आप कहने के शादियों पे, बर्थडे पे और इस तरीके से जो आप एनवेलप, तो आई लर्न फ्रॉम देम कि किस तरह से बड़े खूबसूरत कागज और उसके ऊपर ये लगा दिया, वो लगा दिया, एंड दे सीम्स मोर ब्यूटीफुल देन अवेलेबल इन द मार्केट। तो इस लिहाज से जो यूथ है हमारी, और हमारे यहाँ भी आपने देखा होगा हमने जो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का करते हैं, तो हमारे अपने बच्चे आजकल जो नौजवान नस्ल है इस तरफ तवज्जो दे रही है। बहुत छोटे छोटे जो हमारे नजदीक चीजें बिल्कुल कंडेम होती हैं, कोई उनका यूज नहीं होता, लेकिन उसका वो बड़े ब्यूटीफुली जो है वो यूज करके उसका कुछ से कुछ बना देते हैं। तो इट मीन्स कि ये सेंस जो है वो डेवलप हो रहा है, लेकिन हमें इसे मजीद जो है वो इन्हांस करने की जरूरत है, और इसको एज ए प्रोफेशन लेने की जरूरत है, नॉट जस्ट फॉर हॉबी जो है। जब हॉबी से निकल कर ये उस तरफ आएगा तो फिर इसमें ज्यादा बेहतरी के आसार जो है वो इंशाल्लाह जरूर होंगे।
I'm happy that Ma'am Uzma Qureshi also joined us. So welcome, Ma'am. You are here.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm sorry I'm late.
No, it's okay. I know you were on meetings, different meetings are going on. So, ma'am, we'd like to have your few words about World Youth Skill Day. आप क्या समझती हैं कि मैम आपने तो स्किल्स के हवाले से यूनिवर्सिटी को इतना एस्टेब्लिश कर दिया है कि अब जहाँ हम बात करते हैं ऑनलाइन स्किल्स की, तो वो माशाल्लाह वी ऑल नो एंड वी आर वर्किंग ऑल द टाइम। तो बहुत थोड़े से वक्त में यूनिवर्सिटी की रैंकिंग कहाँ से कहाँ चली गई है। थैंक यू मैम फॉर पॉलिशिंग ऑल ऑफ अस।
Words, Dr. Saiba, I must congratulate you firstly, because it is your initiative that we are now organizing such webinars, not just getting participants from Pakistan, but from other countries also. And it's always very heartwarming feeling to see people from different parts of the world, especially from India, because we are neighbors and we need to develop good terms with one another. I know that governments may say whatever, but as people, we are one. The whole globe is one. We are people of the planet, not of a specific nationality. And in that context, I think youth needs to develop good terms and connections with one another to make this world a peaceful place for everyone. And COVID has taught us that we are one being. We are not different from one another when it comes to, although it is a very challenging situation and we're all facing hardships because of COVID-19 around the world, but at least it has made us think that we are all the same. We may look different, we may have different skin color, we may speak different language, we may have different religious beliefs, different understanding of the world altogether, but at one level we are all the same. And for that matter, we need to be together, we need to support one another. and not get into conflicts that are also not only damaging for each other, they are self-damaging also. And there's one skill which we need to develop is good human skills, to understand, develop empathy, and fairness, justice. These are the universal good values, and based on these values, we need to develop good human skills. And coming to professional skills, yes, higher education needs to wake up to this call. We are facing this challenge because of this pandemic, but at the same time, we are now calling upon different faculties and potentials that we have as individuals, whether we are young or old. We are all facing this challenge in our way, and I think it's now time for the youth to play its role, of its positive role, and equip themselves with skills, knowledge, and disposition that would connect them at human level. And of course, there are other related areas. We have climate change, which is another challenge faced by us, as a nation of the globe, of the world. And then we have poverty, another combined concern which we have as people. And I think addressing all these issues mean waking up to the reality, developing, getting into the knowledge field, which is helpful to everyone. तो बहुत मुबारकबाद आपको इस बहुत अच्छी काविश पर, और मैं बहुत मिस किया, मुझे किसी ने कहा कि आप ज्वाइन करेंगी आखिर में, तो मैंने कहा मैं ज़रूर ज्वाइन करूँगी, क्योंकि आई वांट टू बी पार्ट ऑफ दिस कम्युनिटी which is exchanging knowledge, which is exchanging understanding of human क्या कहना चाहिए, life. So I'm sure कि students must have benefited from it, understanding it, and sort of connecting with it, replug yourselves with yourselves, क्योंकि हमें ना replug करने की हर वक्त ज़रूरत पड़ती रहती है, और recode करने की ज़रूरत रहती है वक्त के साथ, ज़रूरत के साथ। हर इंसान को अपने आप को ढालना पड़ता है वक्त के मुताबिक, और कई दफ़ा वक्त को अपने मुताबिक डालना पड़ता है। ये दोनों सलाहियतें इंसान के अंदर हैं, और कोशिश करनी चाहिए कि हम अपनी इन सलाहियतों को बरूए कार लाते हुए इंसानियत के लिए कोई एक अच्छी मिसाल पैदा करें, और कोई खिदमत ऐसी करें जो कि हमारे एक अच्छी जो है ना लेगेसी पीछे छोड़ कर जाए, और हम जब भी पीछे मुड़ के देखें हमें ये लगे कि हम हमेशा पॉजिटिव साइकिल का हिस्सा रहे, हमने कभी नेगेटिविटी फैलाने में अपना रोल नहीं अदा किया। और नेगेटिविटी के साथ डील करना हमेशा बहुत चैलेंजिंग होता है अगर आप खुद पॉजिटिव हैं। तो ये भी एक लाइफ सेविंग स्किल है जो हर इंसान को अपने अंदर पैदा करनी बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो मुबारकबाद के साथ साथ बहुत शुक्रिया। आपने और लोगों से कोई सवाल करने होंगे मैडम। आई होप दैट यू कंटिन्यू दिस ट्रेडिशन एंड कैरी ऑन विद योर गुड वर्क। थैंक यू
so much, ma'am. And we have Mr. Hassan Sayyed also with us. Thank you, sir. You were busy with minister meeting. Thank you for sparing time for this session. And without any delay, I'd like to invite him and to speak on youth skills, because no one knows better than him, because he is pioneer in establishing the entrepreneurship and skilled, and he tried to skill the young children, especially the youth of Pakistan. So over to you, Hassan Sayyed Saab. Thank you for joining.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Mariam. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir, we are able to.
Can you hear me okay? Yeah, okay. So thank you for giving me the opportunity. And Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Saiba, Dr. Uzma Qureshi. Nice to hear from you also. I am a little bit in a crowded background, so I apologize in advance for that. आज का जो आपने टॉपिक चुना था, जाहिर सी बात है कि as you said, it's close to my heart. This is the reason why I'm here. और इसमें पूछ रहा था कि आखिर ऐसी कौन सी बात कही जाए जो रेलेवेंट हो। तो जब हम स्किल्स के बारे में सोचते हैं यूथ की, तो जाहिर सी बात है बहुत सारी एग्जिस्टिंग चैलेंजेस हैं जिसके बारे में हर कोई बात भी करता है कि कॉलेजेस का, यूनिवर्सिटीज का, कैरिकुलम का क्या सीख रहे हैं, अपॉर्चुनिटीज का आगे क्या है। तो मैं थोड़ा सा आपके साथ शेयर करूंगा कि 2017 में McKinsey एक कंपनी है रिसर्च की फेमस, उन्होंने एक रिपोर्ट पब्लिश की जिसमें दे आइडेंटिफाइड कि इंडस्ट्रियल ऑटोमेशन या जो ऑटोमेशन न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज के थ्रू हो रही है उसके अंडर 50% ऑफ एवरीथिंग दैट इज बीइंग डन इन एन ऑफिस कैन बी ऑटोमेटेड एज ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी इन 2017 कि 2017 के अंदर जो टेक्नोलॉजीज अवेलेबल थी उन टेक्नोलॉजीज की यूज से 50% ऑफ ऑल वर्क रिलेटेड टास्क वर could be automated. And then from there they basically looked at a number of professions that are basically going to go away over the next 5 to 10 years. तो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग था, उसकी बेस के ऊपर we started to research on emerging technologies and then we started looking at के कौन सी emerging technologies आ रही हैं और उनका क्या impact होगा. So the tsunami that we haven't seen yet, and now that with Corona, some of that work is accelerated, that we are not prepared in Pakistan to deal with the level of automation. अच्छा, इसके अंदर एक जो हमें समझने की बात है वो ये कि अगर हम ये डिसाइड करते हैं कि अपने कंट्री में इस ऑटोमेशन को नहीं लेकर आएंगे, मिसाल के तौर पे इंडिया ने डिसाइड किया कि जो ऑटोमेटेड कार्स हैं 2030 तक की इंडिया में नहीं आएंगी. So they decided that they are not going to adopt a specific technologies because they thought that it would, damage a large sector, transportation sector in their country. तो अगर हमने ये डिसाइड किया कि हम ऑटोमेटेड टेक्नोलॉजीज के अंदर नहीं आएंगे तो हमारी प्रोडक्ट्स मार्केट के अंदर competitive नहीं होंगी, हमारी वर्कफोर्स मार्केट में competitive नहीं होगी, हमारी जो स्किल्स हैं वो वर्ल्ड स्टेज के ऊपर competitive नहीं होंगी मार्केट करने के लिए. तो लिहाजा पहली तो बात ये कि हमें अपने दिमाग से, अपने जो बच्चे हैं, यंग स्टूडेंट्स हैं, उनके दिमाग से ये बात निकालनी है कि ये कोई बहुत ज्यादा फ्यूचर में होने वाली बातें हैं जिसके ऊपर उनको ज्यादा परेशान होने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान में तो टेक्नोलॉजी आते आते बहुत टाइम लगेगा. सो दैट्स नंबर वन थिंग. आई थिंक वी शुड ऑल बी अवेयर ऑफ के पोस्ट COVID-19 देयर इज गोइंग टू बी ए रिसेशन इन द वर्ल्ड एंड दैट इज गोइंग टू बी बिटवीन 4 years to 6 years. So if we are lucky, maybe 3 years. So that recession is going to hit us hard, and then everybody will be demanding for automation, and everybody will be looking for people who have skill in Industrial Revolution 4.0 or in these emerging technologies. So ये एक important चीज है. दूसरी चीज ये है कि जैसे वर्कफोर्स चेंज हो रही है दुनिया के अंदर, उसमें जिन स्किल्स को फ्यूचर के अंदर assume किया जा रहा है कि are going to be the highest in demand are basically not to do with to being able to do repetitive things, but rather being able to do creative things. And the second biggest skill that students should be learning today is how to learn, how to quickly learn things and how to be creative in their work. अगर ये दो बेसिक स्किल्स उनके पास नहीं है तो उनके पास फ्यूचर के अंदर they are going to be facing a lot of trouble. तो एक तरफ तो हमें ये समझना पड़ेगा कि से हम भाग नहीं सकते हैं, और जब हम टेक्नोलॉजी की बात करते हैं तो बहुत सारे लोग टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में सोचते हैं एज डेवलपमेंट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. टेक्नोलॉजी के दो एस्पेक्ट्स हैं, एक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी है और एक यूजेज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी है. यूजर हम सब हैं. मैंने ये फोन नहीं बनाया जिसके थ्रू मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ. आई एम नॉट अ डेवलपर ऑफ दिस फोन, बट आई एम यूजिंग दिस टेक्नोलॉजी टू टॉक टू यू गाइस टुडे. तो हम सब यूजर तो हर सूरत में होंगे ही, लिहाजा हमें बेसिक नॉलेज की जरूरत है, बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग की जरूरत है कि ये टेक्नोलॉजी कैसे काम करती हैं और हमारे वर्क के ऊपर कैसे इफेक्ट करेंगी और हम कैसे ये स्किल्स डेवलप करेंगे कि इनको अपनी जरूरत के लिए इस्तेमाल कर सकें. तो ये टेक्नोलॉजी disrupt our careers, they are going to disrupt our jobs, they are going to disrupt the way we work. And the second thing is to learn, we need to understand that the future jobs, future work is going to be about creativeness, and it is going to be being able to learn things quickly. ठीक है, तो ये दो चीजें Multan is one of our very big partners. हमने काफी सारा काम साथ किया है, बल्कि कुछ महीने पहले कोविड-19 से मैंने मुल्तान विमेन यूनिवर्सिटी मुल्तान में इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज के ऊपर प्रोग्राम भी किया था. That was very good. I really was impressed कि कितने बच्चे जो हैं, बच्चियां जो हैं विमेन यूनिवर्सिटी मुल्तान की were thinking about technology. तो मेरे ख्याल में we are on the right track and we just need to keep going in that direction, but we need to have a sense of urgency in these areas that I have identified. तो यही मेरा आज का मैसेज था. वैसे तो बहुत सारी बातें करने के लिए, लेकिन मैं समझता हूँ कि ये जो है वो ये चीज़ें जो हैं बहुत रेलेवेंट, बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट, क्रिटिकल, टाइम क्रिटिकल. So thank you, Mariam, for inviting me for this. Thank you, Women University Multan, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Uzma Qureshi Saiba, for hosting this program at your university. And always, whatever I can do, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for very informative words about these skills, because you are doing practically about developing skills of children and youth of Pakistan. Thank you. So next, I'd like to invite Dr. Hina Ali, our controller of examination, Women University Multan. She'd like to say something about this World Youth Skill Day. So please, ma'am, welcome on this forum. And please unmute your microphone. Yes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mariam. First of all, I want to congratulate you organize such informative international webinar, and also I want to thank Dr. Shankar. He gave a lot of information to us, not only the World Youth Skills, but also he gave us information regarding the research, publication, articles, and all these activities. And today, regarding the World Youth Skill Day, actually, the main aim of the day is to achieve better socio-economic condition for today's youth in terms of challenges of unemployment and underemployment. As an economist, my opinion is that youth unemployment is increasing, which are the most significant problems facing today's economies and societies in the world for developed and developing countries. According to the latest global trends for youth 2020 technology and the future of jobs since 2017, there has been an upward trend in the number of youth not in employment, education, or training. Around 259 million young people in 2016 classified as number of youth not in employment, education, or training. And this number rose to an estimated 267 million in 2019. And it is said it will rise to around 273 million in 2021. In terms of percentage, the trend is slightly up from 21.7% in 2015 to 22.4% in 2020. And implying that the international target to reduce the number of youth not in employment, education, or training rate by 2020 will be missed. The National Skill University Pakistan, the first public sector university among the federal higher education institute, is an institute of contemporary skills-based education, producing highly competent graduate meeting the exceptional demand of employees needs nationally and internationally. Besides skill training, its aim is to empower working professionals through reskilling and upskilling, Now the federal government of Pakistan has decided to launch a youth skill development scheme for the young males and females. And this skills development is being launched as a part of Prime Minister Youth Program as well. The basic purpose of introducing this scheme is to providing training and professional experience to unemployed youth in the country, so that they can avail better employment opportunities. Prime Minister Youth Skills Development Program Scheme 2020. And I think according to this scheme will be launched nationwide and managing the expenditure. The budget of 800 million has been allocated for the scheme, and total estimated 50,000 individuals will benefit from it, who will receive 3,000 stipend on monthly basis for the training duration of 6 months. And this scheme is also for FACHA students, from which they would get amount 4,000 per month. And thank you very much, Dr. Mariam. Again, I want to congratulate to all of you and for giving us a knowledge on this topic. Thank you, Dr.
मैम आपने बहुत एलेबरेटिव और डिटेल में बताया कि हमारी यूथ को क्या करना चाहिए एंड व्हाट स्किल्स शुड बी नीडेड टू empower our youth in Pakistan. So before concluding, I like to announce कि हमने e-poster competition भी करवाया था in different departments. So उनके judges थे Dr. Asmat Naz, Dean of Life Sciences, and Miss Naila Imtiaz Ishfaq from Chemistry Department. तो उन्होंने जज किया है posters को. Thank you सारे departments का. They gave us e-posters and even different projects posters for this competition. So I'd like to invite Dr. Asmat Naz again for announcing the results of posters.
Okay, thank you so much, Mariam. As you know that we received plenty number of posters. I think about more than 35 posters from different departments were there, and very good suggestions, very good painting, brush, pencil work, and everything was so beautiful. It was so difficult to decide that who got the position. Anyways, the third position goes to Sociology Department, and the poster made by Muktahar Fatima.
Congratulations, Sociology.
And Muktahar Fatima from Sociology Department. I am unable to show their posters as well, but you have, I think you can show them. And also the second position goes to your department, BBT department, the poster made by Zargul, I think Zargul, 6th semester from
my department.
Yes, BBT. And the first position goes to Environmental Sciences. First position, and poster made by Amna Amir and Atiya or Ataya Sultan and Tuba Ramzan. It's a joint effort. So congratulations to all these three students, and I suggest, and it's my humble, you can say the request, that kindly give the certificates to all the participants.
Yes, ma'am. We will surely give certificates to all the participants, because we know that we ask for posters and we have a very limited time. But even then, the students are preparing for exams as well, but they prepare and made very best posters. I'll try to show you if I'm able to share screen for posters. Yes, ma'am. This is, I think, third position. Poster from Sociology Department. And second position BBT department, Zargul. Congratulations for drawing such a beautiful poster.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Dr. Rahila Jabi also, she is in charge of CBS in BBT department, so she also.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. And the first poster from environmental sciences. Congratulations, environmental science. And इन्होंने बिल्कुल लास्ट टाइम सुबह भेजा बट बहुत ही खूबसूरत पोस्टर है. Thank you so much. So we will give certificates to position holder students as well as all participants who participated in poster competition as well as in this seminar. So at the end, I like to thank all, and I invite what you think about these types of interaction and collaborations. And in future as well, we really like to collaborate in research and all other aspects from Pakistan.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mariam. With this note, I would also like to thank VC ma'am, Dr. Uzma Qureshi, the controller of the examiner, Dr. Hina Ali, and the dean, Dr. Asmat Naz. Sorry if I'm forgetting any names. Sorry, absolutely. So yes, obviously it's a very good opportunity. Why? Because as Dr. Shankar correctly mentioned that we belongs to the same generics. We have the same kind of environment. We have the same kind of social economy. We have the same kind of legacy, to be very precise. So obviously the disease, the functionality, the outcome is almost similar, and this is where we can collaborate. We have had so much of the collaboration apart from research collaboration, so I think it's a good chance. We already, and when I say we, I mean me and Mariam, we already have switched on to some kind of collaboration. We already have communicated a review article together, which hopefully will get published very soon. I'm looking forward to it. And yes, and when we talk about the skills, so there's this little example I would like to share, because we come from the same professional background. During this pandemic era, I discovered that it is very important to be interdisciplinary in the education as well. Why am I saying it? Because I got a reason behind. So the moment when we were fighting how to do all the teaching stuff online, how to move to teaching smoothly from the physical classroom, the traditional way, to the online system, it was actually challenging, trust me. Even after knowing so much of the technology these days, I actually found it difficult. And the people who helped me and faculties like me were our students, honestly speaking, and that was so surprising. They come from biosciences, and when I say word biosciences, I just have a thought of laboratory and pipettes and test tubes in my head, even after doing so much of research. I know that these are not the basic things we use these days, but that is the first thought I get to get in my mind. So I came to know that they are more tech savvy than us. Most of the students from my domain, they came up with apps created by them, how to organize online quizzes. When I'm taking up class online, at very moment I can organize a quiz, and which can be shared with everybody. I already knew about the Google form, but trust me, it wasn't about Google form, it was something else. So that is what a skill is. That is, I know the basic, that it has to be done. But then if we talk about the youth, the upcoming generation, they actually are smarter than us. So this is called interdisciplinary. If there are students on this forum, it is my request to you guys, you are a powerful brain, trust me. What you can do, I probably will think after 10 years, okay, which you can think right now. So the pandemic is not, it is not a good thing, but in some ways it has polished our brains. So use it the way you get to use it. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such a positive vibes from India, and it's an encouragement. for our students as well, because obviously nowadays we teachers and students are using various types of softwares. And I know I heard from you first time that you are using the Microsoft Teams for delivering the online lectures and the things like that. So hope we will learn from you as well about all these types of skills. And with this, I want to ask Dr. Uzma Qureshi to conclude this seminar with a few lines, although you have talked all about the skills. So over to you,
Right.
ma'am.
Thank you, madam. I would love to conclude it, although I didn't hear most of the things which have been said here, but I'm assuming that it was a great opportunity to put all the heads, put all these people together to talk about issues that matter to us. And youth is very important, and their skills, their knowledge, and how we develop them as people is very, very important. And I congratulate you again, and I thank all the international participants and local participants for their time, their good thoughts, and their vision for future of this, for this youth belonging to both countries and other countries as well. Thank you again, and I'm honored to be here. Goodbye.
Thank you all for joining. Allah Hafiz, it's time to conclude the session. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.